So I'm pretty sure every one of you guys have heard about Cursor AI at some point, whether you saw it on Twitter blowing up and everybody is going just like moving from VS Code to Cursor AI, or you tried it by yourself and you noticed that, oh, it's basically like VS Code with added AI features. But in this video, we're not going to go into like the basics of like, oh, what is VS Code, what is Cursor AI? They're basically the same thing. The only thing about Cursor AI is still like in beta, so you might find a little bugs here and there. And the most important part is actually has AI tools and features baked right into it. So like if you go into terminal, you can use natural language and you can just like go ahead and convert it into the command you're looking for, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So this is actually how people are imagining right now coding with Claude versus Cursor AI, because it is just the perfect combination. So this is literally like, this is the real thing, right? This is how it looks like. It looks like, oh, you're getting all the knowledge and you're getting these superpowers, and it is actually real. So I've been trying Cursor AI for like the past month or so for a variety of different projects, Python and jumping here and there. Yes, it is mind-blowing. So I've seen recently on Twitter, like people like Jared, who's like the bun creator and stuff, moving to Cursor AI, and almost pretty much everybody is loving it, and they just like using it as their daily driver moving from VS Code. If you've noticed this video, like there's went absolutely viral. This 8-year-old daughter that was actually learning to code and builds like a chatbot using Cloudflare worker as AI and stuff like that, which was absolutely phenomenal. 2.1 million sort of views. And also recently saw that Levels.io is like the guy behind all the business and stuff, like trying to go in and Cursor AI. Well, so far his takes are like good and bad, because I absolutely agree with that, because I've been trying Cursor for some time right now, and there's actually a couple of bugs that are super annoying that makes me sometimes close Cursor AI and just go for VS Code, because it's super annoying and sometimes it doesn't even let you do that thing that is just so simple. Because I still am, I think alpha or beta, I don't know, but yeah, you might find or encounter bugs, so don't completely ditch VS Code. Keep them both, play around with them, and yes, Cursor AI does actually worth the hype and worth the try as well. So everybody should go ahead and just try your Cursor AI, do the free trial maybe, or you can just go ahead and plug in your Claude, OpenAI API key, and you can just, you know, put $5 over there. I've put $5 for the past couple of months, and it's literally still there. So like, yeah, it's not gonna be a budget breaker or something like that. So here we go. There's actually a simple Next.js project I've created before, and I just named the project Cursor AI in here. And I'm gonna actually go and experiment with the new composer mode and the whole features of like AI, and actually give it a real like app requirement to implement something for me from scratch and see how it does. So people say Composer is really powerful. I've tried it before this video and I found it really interesting. Still in beta, so you might find bugs here and there. It's not complete yet, but still very, very powerful. So first things first, let's learn how to navigate the Cursor AI in here, because you might find it complicated, but you're gonna get used to it with the simple shortcuts. So the first shortcut in here is Command L, or Command plus L in here. It's gonna open up this side right hand sort of window that where you can basically like chat with the different, like the whole code base. So you can go and add context, and by adding context, you can literally add like files or folders like right into this context, and it's gonna go ahead and read those, you know, files depending on the question and the structure you provide. It's gonna give you like knowledge, and if you like ask it to explain some code, it's gonna do that for you. So this is pretty great. And they have this new feature as well to let you review your code, which I haven't tried it just yet, but I think I'm gonna give it a try in this video. There's the other feature, which is inline edits, which I need to, you know, have something open up in here in order to be able to tell what it is. So like if you have a file in here, let's say you just select this line of code and you want to like instruct to, I don't know, add a different class name or add a Tailwind CSS style to this body. So you can use the Command Q, and it's going to do this inline sort of new code instruction that's only going to change and update the, you know, highlighted selected line of code, which is, I think this is really good. And last but not least, which I'm actually super excited about and I love it, is the composer mode. So composer is Command I. So if you do Command I, you're going to find this floating window right behind it here. This is actually what composer. I really like the bigger window. So like if you do Command Shift I, you're going to find the full sort of web page floating window kind of thing. And yes, this is more natural. So to get an idea of how this looks like, let's go see like those are different composers or different like prompts. I've already did a couple. So the one that I did like here that created the Prisma schemas and stuff like that is just like, I instructed it to go ahead and like run or write for me a full authentication system with Sequelize databases, authentication, login, register, stuff like that. And yes, it was successful with some minor hiccups here and there with a couple of like errors and bugs, but eventually it made it through. So that's actually what it's going to look like in here. And I'm actually going to see that in action. So I was going to try to do a new like project in here. You can do a composer, like a simple composer can be part of a project, but like, of course a project has multiple composers. And if you click on new project, it's going to tell you, oh, projects allow shared context between composers. So like one project have like shared context between different composers. So I'm going to do this, like sort of authentication kind of thing, or maybe I'm just gonna do my SaaS app, name the project SaaS in here. I'm gonna start new projects over there. All right, so first in here for the projects, you wanna provide sort of like a description or a context of like what is the overview of the whole application, what you're creating and stuff like that. So usually just like, a quick description of what the application is, how is it going to be, or what is it going to be called, features you're going to be including, and what is the plan. So the more descriptive you're going to be, the better it is. For us in here, we're just going to do a very simple like AI enhancer application. I've already put those simple details in here. So for example, we're creating a SaaS AI app that's called Enhance AI that lets users enhance their images using AI. It includes features like the following, where you can beautify your headshot, add bokeh effects to pictures, and realistic effects and filters, remove, replace backgrounds, yada, 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 bunch of stuff in here. So like the more details you're going to include in it, the better it is. I think it's enough for us in here. The second thing, after you provide the simple context, you want to go ahead and start doing a new composer. So you can go ahead and do a new composer. You're going to find this one. Pretty much in here, if you notice, like what is the composer has access to, like in terms of context, you're gonna notice, these are the files that has a like composer access to, like the page.csx, globals, or I think those are excluded. Yeah, so like once you click on this, they're gonna be added. So it just like gives you suggestions of not gonna be added right away unless you go ahead and specify that. So, and it also has this SaaS kind of like context already included for this. So I want to make this a full page in here because that would be better. I've got two composers. I'm going to delete this one. I've got the SaaS in here, page CSX, layout, and global CSS. I think that's all we're going to need. So the first thing in here, I want to go ahead and create the landing page. So I'm just instructing it to go ahead and create a dark themed cool landing page. I don't know, it's not selecting stuff from the top, but there you go. So create a dark themed cool landing page in chat.cn and table CSS landing pages for AI tools and those users to enhance images. I'm just providing different requirements. So the more requirements you provide, the better it is. So you can be as much specific as you could, because that's, it's going to make the outcome better and it's going to make the AI work better. And if you notice down here, like right over here, you're going to notice that this uses Claude 3.5 Sonnet, because Claude 3.5 Sonnet has the best agentic coding capabilities ever between every single or any other models. So that's why it's using it in here. And I can literally tell you, like, Claude and Cursor AI are the best combination. All right, so this is the first thing in here. I'm gonna go and hit submit, and the AI should start go ahead and work and stuff. So you're gonna notice that it's gonna start putting things together. First, because this is just a simple landing page, and it's only gonna concern the app page.csx for Next.js. So yeah, it's gonna only add it in here, and it's created like just typing a lot of code. From the right-hand side, I'll simply just like give you all the instructions. So here it's going to tell you, certainly I would create a dark theme landing page, and it will like give you the instructions per page and also give you any sort of like commands that you need to install or run. So for example, you need to, go in and install Redux UI, React icons, and the React icon sort of library in here for this to work. So let me just go and copy this, both of them. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but that's what I was talking about when it comes to bugs. Sometimes it's have this really weird behavior, but that's good anyway. I'm gonna go do like accept all in here to apply the changes to the projects. So I'm gonna go and click escape to close that one. I don't need you anymore. If I go to my page.csx, I'm gonna notice that stuff I added in here, and there's two missing things. First, chat.cn is not properly set up. Second, so this is the chat.cn button, and React icons. I think we've got React icons, but still I'm gonna go and install it anyway. So just copy the command from chatcn in here to initialize chatcn. So make sure all the dependencies, because the composer still is not able yet to run commands right into the terminal. Hopefully it will be able to do that in the future. That would be a sick feature. But right now it doesn't allow you to do that, which is I can just go and run those by myself, but yeah, everything is good. So just make sure to install the dependencies required and do the setup prior to running the composer. So we got chatcn in here. We need to go and add the button and the card. So I'm gonna add button, add card, chatcn. All right, that's great. And I'm also gonna make sure I add, so I totally forgot what the composer taught us, but I'm just gonna copy the full thing in here. I'm gonna paste it, pm, and it should do add Redux UI and React icons. All right, perfect. So now if we check our code again, we should see no errors because we've like resolved everything, installed everything. So that's good. I can go ahead and save. I think I might see one error. I don't know. I'm seeing one error in here, but I don't know where it is coming from. And there you go. So like the first error in here telling us that this host sort of, because Next.js blocks unknown host, so it doesn't know about this. So I need to go ahead inside of the nextconfig.js and add that specifically so it could work. So I think this is a great scenario where we can apply the inline sort of AI. It's crazy that this is the auto suggestions of AI, which is called the cursor tab. So I don't want to use that. So I'm not going to use the inline one. I'm inside of the configuration in here, and I'm going to just go in and tell it add this host to the images allowed images hosts. Okay, I'm gonna click enter. So this is what it's telling me. I'm not sure this is deprecated, because that's the thing that I actually noticed about Cursor AI that I'm not a big fan of. So it's using ChatGPT 3.5, right? It's super outdated. I don't know why it's not using GPT-4. This is really annoying. I've seen it before. The model in here is auto or fast. Maybe if I switch to fast, it's gonna be a better one. Still GPT 3.5 though, but yeah, I think if we go to cursor settings over the top in there, because you've got the ability, I bought like I'm subscribing to the Cursor AI Pro membership, so this should give you everything you need. The only reason I did subscribe to that, honestly, is just for using the composer, because the composer does not work with, custom models or like with your own custom API keys for OpenAI or Anthropic or anything. So you gotta buy the Pro membership from Cursor AI for that to work. I had to do it for the composer, but before using the composer, I wasn't subscribed to that at all. I was just using my OpenAI API key in here and my Anthropic for Claude API key. So I'm gonna go back in here, enable both of them. Hopefully this will make it work. So if I do verify, this is not being verified. I have no idea why, but hopefully the Anthropic one would work. I've got Claude, Opus, no. Heiko, no. And Sonnet, no. I'm gonna just need 3.5 Sonnet. That's like the best one ever. So go back here, try to do it. Now, exclusive here is Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is great. I'm gonna remove this and I'm gonna redo it again. Add this host to the allowed images hosts. Okay, so hopefully 3.5 is gonna make it work. So I think this is the newest pattern, and yes, it says so. So that's great. I'm saving that one. I think it restarted the server for us. That's great. Go back here, localhost, refresh. And there you go. We got our landing page in here. It looks absolutely phenomenal. We got the reviews in here that are coming from real people with real images. I love that. The only thing I don't like is the contrast between the black and the grayish sort of background color, but we can fix that with the code and stuff. I like choosing your plan with free and everything. So of course, you can't expect this to be a next level landing page sort of thing, what we see from a real human being and with creativity and stuff. But for an AI and for somewhere to start, especially for a landing page, because landing page is complicated, and design in general for an AI to do creativity, it's very complicated. So this is a very, very good place to start with. And if you look into the code, like going back into the application in here, we got page.csx. So if you take a quick look into the code is pretty self-explanatory. It even has like comments in here of different sections, like hero section, feature section. So for me, that's decent enough. Definitely not going to replace an actual developer. All right, that's great. Now, second one, let's go ahead and try to instruct it to implement an authentication system for us with database and stuff. So I'm going to go and use the composer back again, going to take me to the web page. I'm going to do a new single composer with the same or inside of the same SaaS project we created before. I'm also going to copy the description I've already provided in here. So I've got something like create a chassis and with CSS, register and login pages, the register page with a full name, email, and password. For login, just email and password. And I'm providing like a simple example workflow of how I want it to look like and how I want it to be. I've got like the sign up, I've got the how user is going to be like entering a name, like an email, password, what database to use. I'm instructing you to use a SQLite DB in here. Everything should be designed and styled using Chassis and Tailwind CSS. Now that I've put a couple of stuff inside, do not use session provider because this is like, I've tried this prompt before and sometimes you try to put the like a context inside of a server components inside of Next.js, which is not good at all. It's going to crash. That's why I'm adding this specific note in here to make it not do it. And yeah, I'm just simply also instructed in here to use secure cookies with GWT and start inside of a cookie for maintaining the authentication state. So I think that's good enough. As I said before, adding as much requirements is always good. All right, so that's great. Let's go ahead and click enter for this, and it's turning me Cursor Pro required. So custom API keys do not work in Composer. This is another bug because what it thinks is like if I go ahead and open up the settings, even though I have the Pro, but enabling one sort of model, it's just going to make it complain right away. So hopefully they fix that pretty soon. But from this side, it looks good. So I'm going to go and do try again. Not sure where it's not trying again. Oh, okay. I think I know where this is coming from. So I think cursor settings, models, I need to completely disable every single, third-party integration of those models. So going back in here, do try again. Hallelujah. So that is working now. And yeah, so it's starting doing cool stuff in here. So first, it's creating this schema, Prisma schema in here for the database. It's creating different pages. For example, this is the register page. This is app login page.csx login page. It's creating a custom route, which is amazing. And it's even using like the newest Next.js 14 like app route handlers, which is amazing as well. It's creating another route in here for registering and saving to the database. It's even calling the database. Like it's doing Prisma user creates and it's adding any user with a hashed password, and it's using bcrypt to hash the password using a salt of 10. I know this thing may seem kind of like gibberish to you if you're not familiar with authentication, but these stuff in here are crucial, like hashing the password and saving it to the database. And I would say it's getting it pretty darn nice in here in a very nice way. Oh, it's even creating the session provider as I instructed it to do that in like the 7th requirements in here. So that is phenomenal. And yeah, it's including inside of the layout in here because server components inside of a client component. I mean, so far, so good. We don't know what bugs we're going to face until we try this, but let's go ahead and do accept all. This will go ahead and like add everything. It's going to instruct me to go and run a couple of like commands to install stuff. So it's creating like installing bcrypt.js and whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything, close the composer, open up the terminal, of course, and go back to the terminal over here. And this will allow me to install this kind of stuff. So first things first in here, I'm going to do pnpm add next auth Prisma client, next auth Prisma adapter, bcrypt.js. So all the dependencies are added in here. That's pretty cool. And the other thing I need to install as a dev dependency, so I need to use safe or safe dev, is Prisma because it's only used for development purposes kind of stuff. All right, so hopefully we got all the dependencies in there. Now, going back to the composer, I think there is a couple of other commands needs to be run, like the npx Prisma init to initialize Prisma and generates the Prisma schema. So I got to run both of those as well. So pnpx, do Prisma, initialize. This should use Prisma. Oh, it's telling me a folder with Prisma is already like there and created. So maybe I can just do Prisma generate because maybe it's already initialized by us by the cursor AI model, the composer stuff. Yeah, it's generating the schema in here. And as far as I can tell, it generated the Prisma client, so that is good. I can clear this terminal now. I don't know what is this, but I can completely remove it. This could not find a declaration like a Typescript declaration for the bcrypt.js, so I can do that myself. So pnpm add types bcrypt.js save dev. Hopefully it will be able to find the proper one, and it did. So that's good. What else? So this is working now. Page.csx. We don't have an input from chat.cn. So hallelujah. Let's go ahead and fix that by doing pmpx, right? Chat.cn add input, I guess. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Yes, that's correct. So now I got an input. That's great for both the register. The register takes a label as well alongside both of these. So we even got the API in here. Hopefully the API is all good. It may have like some TypeScript typing kind of errors. I can just ignore those by adding any to them. But yeah. All right, so our server in here looks good. It's compiling. Hopefully it runs correctly. So going back, I'm going to refresh. Still getting the landing page. That's good. And now I'm going to go to the register page. So /register. And there you go. So that's great. It gives him a full name, email, password. It has a really nice styling. It uses chat.cn with Tailwind. It's great. Let me just go ahead and enter my name, email. And you know what? I'm going to open up the DevTools in here, the network tab specifically, so we can see how things are going behind the scenes. I'm going to add pass1234 for the password, register, and it is returning 500 for the register. That's great. So I went back to the cursor window in here to see if I missed running any script, but no. I think I missed this pmpx prisma db push to create a database for us, because I think we are missing the actual Sequelize database. So your database now is in sync with your Prisma schema, and it created a Sequelize database dev.db, created that file dev.db. So if we go inside of Prisma, there you go, dev.db is over there. We've got the database. So if we open it up, we're gonna find the database schema that we have instructed the model to create is right over there with full name, email, password, created at, updated at, row ID, ID in here. That's great. So now we got the database. If we go back, hopefully, and I'm going to clear everything in here. Try to go into register again, still having or hitting the 500. All right, so trying it again in here after fixing, hopefully, the iteration. So I tried to go and completely restart the server. I'm going to try to register again. Yeah, we're going to see an error. I don't know, my hydration error. That's fine, I guess. But I don't know if the user got registered or not, though. It's just very important. I mean, auth session is returning. Oh, register returned 200 and I don't know, man. The API in here returned 200 as well. Let me check the DB if like a new record got added or not. If you go inside of users, there's literally nobody in there. So yeah, it's not always perfect. In my previous try, this works. The DB was working, registering was working, but now all of a sudden it's not working. Oh yeah, it just works. So it's returning 200 in here. I literally didn't change anything. It just worked just like that. It did redirect me to the login page though after the registration has been successfully done. So that's great. Looking at the database in here, I've got the record. I got my name, email. The password is hashed. That's great. Created at, updated at, timestamps and the ID. So everything is working as expected. Let's go and try to log in. So hopefully login would work. So just say email. I'm gonna my password 1234 and login. So what is it saying? It's like taking me to the dashboard, right? Even though the dashboard does not exist, I'm not sure if the login was successful. So if I go and look back into the login, so I think this credentials post 200 is 200, like it is working fine. So that's great. The session is working fine as well. I think let's go ahead and try something. So because we don't have a dashboard, and to make sure that the dashboard works, let me just go ahead and add like a quick instruction right over here to make it add the dashboard. So I'm just gonna say add the dashboard at the protected dashboard page that can be accessed only by authenticated users. Hopefully I don't have any spelling mistakes in there, but yeah, so what is it doing now? So it's going, adding dashboard page.tsx, it's adding a middleware, and it's changing the login page and the register page. So after accepting everything in here, I'm gonna go back. I don't know what to see here, but just make sure to save to get everything compiled again. And Oh, hallelujah. So the dashboard, this is what it looks like. Welcome Islam, and you're logged into the dashboard. So it knows that it's me that got authenticated into here. And if I go and where is that? So I got application. I'm going to look into the cookies because I specifically instructed it to save that inside of a cookie. So I think it's saved inside of the next auth session token because that's the HTTP only cookie. Even though it's not secure, I don't know, it's not putting it as secure, but there might be some config that can be added. Yes, this is the right cookie. I think it contains everything. If I remove this cookie and try to access the dashboard, it literally just going to redirect me to the login because you don't have the rights to access the dashboard. So I just tried email password again, did log in again. There you go. It's taking me right into the dashboard here. Welcome to them, sign them out. That's it. I mean, what else would you want from all this kind of stuff? I think just clicking on this sign out, will it work? Don't know. It's not deleting this. It's trying to load something, or I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Invalid server actions request, that can be fixed. It's just like a sign out, but the whole gist of it, like the authentication cookie, secure, next auth, everything seems to be working as expected with a composer and a couple of commands here and there, fixing a couple of stuff and installing a couple of stuff. Obviously, it's not fully automated just yet, but so far, so good. I'm in love with this. Oh yeah, one issue I noticed on Cursor AI in here that is driving me insane. If I click on seeing the diff in here, screw it, like this is what happens. If I go to Git, inside the diff for the change files, if I click on it, it just goes crazy like this. I don't know what's happening. It never works for me. Or sometimes it does something like this. So hopefully they fix that pretty soon because this is driving me insane. And every single time I hit this, I got to change back to VS Code and what else and whatever. So yeah, Cursor AI is great. A couple of bugs here and there, hopefully fixable in the foreseeable future. But anyway, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this kind of quick experimental. If you are looking to try Cursor AI, so please do go ahead. This is not sponsored whatsoever. This is my own opinion. I love Cursor AI beside the bugs in here. But yeah, you can go and try it out. You can use Cloud 3.5 Sonnet. Believe me, it's just going to help you a lot. ChatGPT, maybe for contextual stuff, but Cloud is capable pretty much of everything. So anyway, see you guys hopefully in the next ones.